if you don't mind.
Shall I just start?
Yes,
talking?
go for it. Yeah, start. Yeah.
So, hello everybody. So I'm Andrew. I'm the principal of ELC Bristol. I'm going to share some information with you and show you some images. All of these images are from our website, so you can have a look. So our website, elcbristol.co.uk. The first thing you can see on the screen, just to give you an idea of the quality, we are the UK's #1 English language school, according to the British Council inspections. The British Council are international and they inspect all of the schools in the UK, and they give points for accommodation, for welfare, for academic preparation, for qualifications, for the premises, for many things, and then they give schools points. We have got the maximum, and I'm just going to I'll just show you the ranking list is here. So these are the UK ranking, the language centre rankings. And as you see, there are 6 equal top schools. We are equal #1, 10 out of 10 score, ELC Bristol at the top of the list. And it shows you all of the 15 things that they inspect. And there are hundreds of language schools in the UK.
C'est celle qui s'occupe de toutes les démarches. Lui, c'est le directeur de l'école. Lui, c'est un prof.
Can you hear me okay?
Yes, we could hear you.
Yeah, okay. Okay. So, because I'm sorry, I'm going on mute a little, so sorry. So that just tells you about the quality of the school. Now, our English courses, we have different options. And Sophie, do you want me to talk mostly about IELTS for your students, or also about...
Well, you can just go overall quickly that you've got also general English, but I think most of the people here today are mainly looking for eventually an IELTS preparation, but then you can mention both. Yes.
Okay, all right. So essentially, if you look at the course lists in front of you, essentially we do 3 types of courses. We do full-time general English, we do full-time IELTS preparation, and we do full-time Cambridge preparation. All of the courses are intensive, 21 hours per week, starting at 9:15 and finishing at 3:30 from Monday to Thursday. And then Friday afternoons, we have a free afternoon for social programs, sports events, other cultural things that our students do. I'm going to show you now, I'll show you the IELTS page now. So we're going to have a look at the IELTS, and I'll talk you through how we organize the classes. So the picture you can see there, that's our multimedia center. We have lots of digital materials. We have online learning. So you can, when you register with the school, you can have free online learning before you start. So Cassandra, you can already join and do guided online learning with the school.
Okay.
And you can look for general English, you can look for grammar, you can look for IELTS preparation, etc. So when you come, our multimedia center then is open during school, during lunchtime, and after school. And many of the IELTS students will come after school and do extra IELTS preparation. Now I'm going to tell you about the course itself. So generally, we ask for IELTS students to be B2 level, generally. Now, we do have a class running at a lower level doing IELTS as well, but we would recommend, if you're not B2, that you start doing a general English course first and then progress to an IELTS course when you are B2 level. But we do also have lower level IELTS classes. So to give you an idea, the course, as you can see on the right, there are 21 hours full-time plus daily homework. The maximum class size is 14 and the average class is 10. At the moment, we're still in lockdown, so at the moment we're still doing online classes, but in 10 days the school is opening again, and then we'll have normal classes running again with an average class size of 10. We have a really good nationality mix. Normally, when there isn't lockdown, we would have about 200 students in the school, and there would be students from all around the world. About 50% are from Europe, And the rest, we have many students from Japan, from Taiwan, from Korea, from Saudi Arabia, from Brazil, from Colombia. Our big nationalities in Europe are Switzerland, the Netherlands, Germany, France, Spain, and Italy. Those are our main nationalities, but we generally have up more than 25, sometimes up to 40 nationalities in the school at any time when things are running normally. And hopefully in a couple of months, things will be running normally again. So just to show you the IELTS preparation. So we say the minimum enrollment is normally 4 weeks, but we are permitting 2 weeks enrollment. We suggest 4 weeks because you need that time to really make progress, but we will accept 2 or 3 week bookings as well. The course includes 18 hours of IELTS preparation plus 3 hours of elective classes. Now, electives are options that you choose in the afternoon. It could be study skills. It could be extra conversation, communication, pronunciation practice. It could be business English. It could be English literature, or it could be British life and culture. So you choose the option for 3 hours per week. Again, all mixed nationality classes, all taught by native speaker English teachers. And then you have homework after school, and you have the chance to do free online learning, free help with the teacher in the multimedia center that I showed you. The teacher will help you, correct you, will guide you to different activities. So you could do extra IELTS or extra grammar, extra vocabulary practice. You can also have extra one-to-one classes if people want to pay for that, but the multimedia center and online learning is free. It's part of your course. All right, you have a main teacher, so you have 3 lessons every day, 3 lessons of 1.5 hours for 4 days, and then on the Friday you have 3 hours, so 2 lessons. So the lessons are intensive, 90 minutes, and you have the same teacher for lesson 1 every day, and that is your main teacher. The main teacher will interview you every week on a Friday and ask you and tell you about your progress, different things you need to work on. If you've got any issues with accommodation or welfare or any practical things, we can help you. I'm in the school every day. I know all the students. I meet all the students. So we're a very personal school. We're here to talk to the students, to help them. So the 2 students now from StudiesUP, Pierre and Johan, I know them very, very well. I know these guys and they know me. They see me often. I know their hobbies and their interests. I know where they go running at the weekend. I know what they do in their free time. So we're a real family. I'm an ex-teacher. You know, I'm not a businessman. I'm an ex-teacher. The school owner is an ex-teacher. We're both ex-ELC Bristol teachers trying to run a quality academic school. And we care about the students. We know them all, you know. So I talk to Anne-Sophie all the time. We talk about her students. I know her students. So there's good communication.
Yeah, and that's why we really love working with you, because we know our students are in good hands, and that's what we want. We want to make sure that they progress, that they're in a quality center, but also a family-oriented language school. And I think that's really important. And I can see our students are very happy, and they even extended because they enjoy it so much over there. So that's good.
No, it's wonderful, and thank you to you for your support of us as well.
Well, no worries.
Thank you. So, shall I continue talking a bit more about IELTS? Is that what you would want, or shall we talk about general English?
Maybe switch on to general English, and maybe a presentation as well of the school and the environment as well.
Okay.
So that would be great, I think. And I think after your presentation, the student can really feel free to ask you any questions they may have. Yes.
I just have a question before
Yes.
about the IELTS, please. I saw that we can pass the IELTS at the school. So are there many sessions, 1 or 2 sessions per week or per month?
Do you mean to do the test?
Yeah, to do the test at the school at the end of, for example, my 5 weeks.
Yeah, so the IELTS exam, there are fixed exam dates.
Okay.
I'm just going to find those. So yeah, so if you go on this page, Cassandra, so if you go to ELC Bristol, if you go to English courses, and IELTS. And then
Okay.
at the bottom, book test.
Okay.
And if you click on this,
And we register a date.
and you can decide if you want the IELTS academic or the IELTS general. And then you just click and you look for the dates. So they have fixed dates, but
Okay.
you can do the IELTS test here in Bristol. You can
Okay.
book the IELTS test in advance. So you could email Anne-Sophie, or you can email me directly, and we can look at your dates and we can pick a date that you want to do your test. So you could do the course and do the IELTS test here in Bristol.
And for you, Casson, it will be the IELTS academic, because
this is my other question.
Yeah, exactly. Because just to give you an idea, Andrew, Casson's target is actually to then apply for a master degree in Australia. So she needs the IELTS academic afterwards. Yes.
Okay. All right. If you have a look on the screen now, Cassandra, you can see our examination results of who got. So, you know, a few got 8.0.
Amazing.
Fantastic. But you can see that people are working at different levels from 5.0 up to 8.0. And we have different level classes. So before you come, we will send you a pre-test to check your level.
Okay.
But when you arrive on the first morning, we'll give you a speaking interview, speaking and listening. And also we'll give you a brief test. And that test will decide what is the correct IELTS class for you. Because we usually have 3 or 4 different IELTS classes running from low level 4.5, 5.0 up to 7.5, 8.0.
Mm-hmm.
Depends on your level. When you're here, you have a little test with your teacher every Friday and an interview. And if your IELTS level is going up, you may decide and agree with your teacher, you go up into the higher IELTS class.
Okay, that's perfect.
Depends on your progress.
Okay, thank you.
Like I said, we know our students really well. The number one teacher, the main teacher of lesson 1 knows the students really well, knows their progress. So the teacher will talk to you about what you need to work on, what are your strong points, what are your weak points. And, you know, we're here to help you. We want to help you to make progress as quickly as possible. So shall I talk a bit about general English? Let's go back to general English. So some of our IELTS students, they start doing general English for 2 weeks and then they transfer to an IELTS course. It depends. Obviously, in the IELTS course, a lot of it is focused on exam techniques, exam preparation, as well as the language skills. And of course, we cover all the skills: reading, writing, speaking, listening, grammar, vocabulary, pronunciation, intonation, etc. And we also cover the IELTS strategies, because you need good techniques, good exam strategies to do well in the exam as well. So let's talk about the general English. And all of the photos that you're seeing, these are genuine photos of our students in our classes. So these are not like stock photos. So it gives you a feeling. The guy was from Brazil, she was from Korea, and she was from Japan. So just to give you a feeling of the school. The general English, it follows exactly the same timetable as the IELTS. So everybody is doing 21 hours per week in the school. We don't do part-time, we don't do mornings only, we don't do holiday courses. All of our students are doing full-time intense English courses. Maybe general English, maybe IELTS, or maybe Cambridge, but everybody has the same timetable. So they all have lunch together, they all finish school together, and they go out and do things at the same time. So it doesn't matter what class you're in, you will meet students from the whole school. Now, the general English course, it follows as the IELTS course. Maximum class size is 14, the average class is 10. Normal minimum enrollment is 2 weeks. We have some students doing the general English for many months to progress, and our general English courses run from elementary level right up to proficiency level.
So yes, that's really dedicated to the student that just need to improve the English, but they don't really have any necessity to do an IELTS test or so on. So it's really also for lower level students that really need a boost of English. and nothing stopped them, like you mentioned, to switch onto an IELTS test preparation afterwards. So it's a good combination, really.
Yeah, that's right. And in fact, some of their English is maybe higher level than some of the IELTS or the Cambridge students, but they don't want to do exam practice. They don't want to do exam preparation. It's just, for many people, it's for going to university, or it's for their career. It's for professional purposes.
Yeah.
Our minimum age is 16, but most of our students are 18 to 28. So our average age is around about 23. So most of our students have left high school. They're either in the last 1 or 2 years of high school, or they're at university, or they're about to start their professional lives. So those are our typical students. But we also have some students in their 40s, 50s, and 60s. But the majority are between 18 and 28. That's our typical age range. So the English courses, I've talked to you about this. We've got an average of 175 students. We have a maximum generally of 200. 27 different countries we had in 2018. To give you an idea of progress, if you want to have a look, this screen is from the English courses, and it's course information. If you want to have a look at this, it gives you an idea of your progress, how many weeks you need to improve your EFR level. So it will show you, it gives you an idea in terms of making progress at the school. Okay, so I think, shall we move a little? I can show you as well. So for Cassandra, as soon as you're registered with Anne-Sophie, you will get a student number, and then you can do online learning. And the online learning you do for free before you come. So you go to English courses, you go to Study Zone, and then if you come down here, you have guided e-learning.
Okay.
You'll get, when you're registered, you'll get a password, you get a specific number, and then you can sign in, and you can do lots of different materials as you please. Okay, and Sophie, I'm just seeing Daniel Salvador is just joining, is that right?
Oh, perfect. Yeah, Daniel. Hi, Daniel. Bonjour, Daniel.
Hi, Daniel.
Thank you for joining.
Okay, so I'm going to talk a little now about Bristol.
Fantastic.
The photo you're seeing.
Lovely city.
Yes, it's beautiful. So Bristol has a population of just under 500,000. It's about 430, 440,000 inhabitants. So it's big, but it's not too big. It's not like Paris or London. So it's big enough. There's lots of activities, but you don't get lost here. You know, it's a very friendly city. It's a university city. Bristol is famous. You can see in the picture, we have an international balloon festival. Bristol is also famous for graffiti art. So Banksy is from Bristol, and there are lots of new Banksy pictures appearing on the streets. So it's a very vibrant, young, lively city, but it's also beautiful. This picture is the Clifton Suspension Bridge and the river, and you can see the houses. Most of the city is Victorian or Georgian, so it's really nice architecture. It's a very green city. I'm just going to scroll so you can have a look at your leisure and see some of these pictures. The school is in Clifton, and Clifton is where the suspension bridge is, and it's a very green, leafy suburb of the city. There are zoos here, there are many eating places, there are art galleries, lots of bars, lots of pubs, because we're in the student area. So Clifton is in the university student area of the city, and our school is in the heart of the university area. There are about 50,000 British university students in Bristol, and they're all around the school. So that gives you a feeling. This is why we don't have holiday makers, or we don't do business English, we don't do executives. We've concentrated more on sort of university age or school leaving age students, because that really suits the school, the academic quality of our school, but it really suits the area. The region where we're in is very much an academic university suburb of the city. So I'm going to show you some more things about Bristol. So one other advantage is because we are the #1 school in the UK, the university permit us to join the university union. This means that our students can join the clubs and societies at the university. If you see here, they can use the student union facilities, but they can also join the clubs and societies. And there are over 400 university clubs and societies. So before the lockdown, we had students playing in the university football club. We had a couple of women playing in the university hockey club. We had a few students in the salsa club. There were some in the real ale beer drinking club. So, you know, our students get involved in university clubs and they can meet British students the same age as them. This is a real advantage. There are not many language schools in the UK that have permission from universities for the students to join the clubs and societies. So it's a wonderful thing. But of course, if you come in July and August, the university is not open and these clubs are not running. But if you come from September, October through until June, then during that season, you can join the university clubs. Again, a lot more information about Bristol on these pages. So you can have a look, again, have a look at these pages. These are our students. That is Pete on the left. He's our Director of Studies. Our students having a drink before the lockdown started. So there are many things you can do in Bristol. There are lots of museums. There's city museums. The SS Great Britain is a famous ship from Brunel. You can visit the Suspension Bridge. There's an old city. There are historic harbours and railways, Bristol Blue Glass, Shed Museum. Then there are lots of live music venues. Bristol is very famous for live music as well, and lots of famous groups from the UK have come from Bristol. So, for example, Massive Attack and Portishead and Ronnie Size. These people now are famous around the world, and they are from Bristol originally. Bristol is very vibrant. It's well known. British people know Bristol as a music city and a graffiti art city because of Banksy. So these are sort of the famous cultural things. You can investigate and explore more. There are lots of places to hear live music, lots of different types of music, lots of bars, lots of clubs. Again, it's a university city, so there's a lot of nightlife. But there's also very interesting museums for science and nature, zoo, interactive museums. There's a farm with elephants, etc., aquarium. So there are lots of things to do. Again, if you're watching Downton Abbey, or maybe you're watching some drama about the royal family, Anne-Sophie, at the moment, we've got lots of historic traditional houses to visit, castles and estates you can visit to have a taste of sort of the aristocratic side of British life. So there's lots of interesting places. Also historical places, Georgian House, talking about Georgian history in the UK. So lots of churches and cathedrals also to visit, and we have theatres. Again, the Bristol Old Vic is very famous. We've got lots of actors and actresses have come from the Bristol Old Vic Theatre School. And of course, pubs. At the moment they're closed, but they're opening soon, finally. We can't wait.
Yeah, so, it's on the 15th, isn't it? You're going to be a bit more relaxed. I mean, I can see things. Yeah, and the student can come back on the campus as well around there. So that's great. That's good news. Yeah.
Things are opening up. So if you're worried about coming to the UK at the moment, the lockdown is finishing next week. Okay. So schools are opening next week, but there are still restrictions. So things are opening step by step. So first schools are opening, more shops are going to be opening, and then restaurants and pubs. And then we hope travel restrictions will start getting easier.
Okay. Are there a quarantine currently in UK?
So at the moment we have quarantine. At the moment you have to do 2 tests and you have to do 10 days of quarantine at the moment.
10 days. Okay.
Yeah.
And in the case of Cassandre, we will see by then because it's August for her. But if there is quarantine, could it be within the family, and then she could actually do 1 week of English classes online, so she doesn't lose time because Cassandra's got a limited time over there. Yes.
Yes, so at the moment we've got quarantine and students arrive and they can stay with the family. So if you do come and we have quarantine, you live with the family and you join online. So you do 10 days of online classes with the same class. So you will be actually joining the physical class in school, the IELTS class. And then after 10 days, you come out of quarantine and you can actually join that class in person. So this means you're not missing any lessons at all. And you're you'll be on a laptop, you'll be connecting and doing pair work and talking to your classmates. So you'll know all your classmates online before you meet them after quarantine.
Okay. I hope that in August there is no quarantine for me.
Me too. And in fact, Cassandra, we're very confident that quarantine will have finished by then. We're confident. We're coming out. The vaccine, the UK is doing very well with the vaccine at the moment. One thing we're doing well. Don't talk about the B word, okay? So no, we're doing well. Numbers are coming down, and the government is confident that step by step the restrictions will stop, and then hopefully travel will not be too complicated. It may be you need a test on arrival, or that maybe you need vaccine proof. We don't know at the moment, but certainly things are opening now step by step in the next 2 months. So hopefully by the summer, we may be back to some kind of normal.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah. More hope. All right. So I think I've told you about the courses. I've told you a bit about Bristol. Let's talk about the accommodation. So accommodation, we've got different options. So again, homestay family, like you said, Cassandra, if you really want to improve your English, you live with a homestay family. They are all native speakers. They've got lots of experience of having our students for many, many years. With a homestay, you will have bed, breakfast, and an evening meal 7 days a week.
Okay.
And then for lunch, you have to provide your own lunch. So most people near the school, we have supermarkets, we have sandwich shops, we have Starbucks, cafes, many places. Most of our students go for lunch together at lunchtime here, and they go out. You have 1 hour and a quarter for lunch, and the school, because the school is right in the university area, 5 minutes and you've got 10 different places where you can get food.
Okay.
So living with a homestay, you will have a single bedroom, single study bedroom, and I'll show you some photos just to give you an idea. Just to give you a flavour, and as I said, all of the families are within walking distance of the school. And there's lots of advice. So if you want to get more information again before you come, please go on our website and just click and have a look at some of these pages. It will give you more information. So most of our students, about 60% of our students live in homestays, but we get another 30 or something % who prefer to live in what we call self-catering. This means cooking for yourself, but living only with ELC students in student residences, houses and apartments. So again, you have a single room and you share the cooking facilities and the bathroom facilities with other students. This picture here, actually, this is our residence where Johan and Pierre are living at the moment. And you can see it's very sociable. They've got a guitar in there. They have Netflix. They have lots of DVDs, free Wi-Fi, and they hang out together, mixed nationality. This is the residence, and this is the picture of the residence. It's called St. John's House. And this garden in front is the school, and directly opposite is the residence. So
really practical.
It's really, for the sleepy students, they really like it. 20 seconds and they're into class.
Yeah.
So if you prefer that, again, that's got all the facilities up here, 28 single study bedrooms, 5 kitchens, there's a laundry room, there are 2 showers and 2 toilets for every 5 students, and then the living room conservatory area has sofas, flat screen TVs, DVD player, there's also a pool table, there's also a table football table, and there's a back garden for the smokers. All right, so that's our residence. And the residence, we have two women who are managing the residence, Simone and Carmen. They live in the residence with the students so they can help them with any practicalities. Then we also have student houses, which are a bit smaller. So for example, this is called Granby Hill, and this has 9 bedrooms, and all the bedrooms are en suite. So this costs a little bit extra. There's a supplement for this one if you prefer to be independent and to have your own bathroom. All right, so that's the accommodation. So again, you book the accommodation with Anne-Sophie and you give your requests. If you want homestay, if you want self-catering, do you have allergies? Do you want pets or no pets, kids or no kids? Or if you have any dietary requests, vegetarian or vegan, we can
Smoker, non-smoker, all of this.
Yeah.
So you ask me anything you want.
Yeah,
Yeah.
in fact, all of our families at the moment are non-smokers. So, but
That's very good.
they accept smokers, but you can't smoke in the house. You have to go
Fair
outside.
enough. Yeah, okay. That's great.
All right, so that's the accommodation. So we've talked about the school, we've talked about the courses, we've talked about Bristol and the accommodation. I'm just going to tell you a little about student life now. So again, if you go on student life and look at social program. So we organize a social program all the year round for our students. Of course, at the moment, it's not possible because of the restrictions, but normally we organize 2 or 3 activities every week. If we have a look here, it says current program. This is not our current program. This was our old program when we could. So, but it gives you an idea. Many activities are free. Some of them you pay a little. So it's pay as you go. We have things like conversation club. We have football with the teachers. We have Clifton walks. We have excursions like to Exeter, to Bristol Zoo, to Bicester. We go to London. We go to Oxford. We go to Cambridge. We go to Stonehenge. So every Saturday there's a trip, and then 2 or 3 evenings there are activities every week. This is just a typical program that we did when we thought we were permitted to be open. So it depends on the restrictions, obviously. If there are restrictions, if we can do things in Bristol, maybe we can only do outdoor things. There's lots of places to visit. We do graffiti street art tours. We play football, we play volleyball with the students, we do country walks. So it all depends. It depends on how are the restrictions when things come back. But normally we have a very busy social program, and our students join all these activities because it's a good way to enjoy other activities, but also meet lots of students from all the other classes, again, speaking English while having fun and doing a social program. So that's the social program. And I think that's all the key information. Shall I?
Yeah, that's perfect. I think you.
Questions? Have I covered everything? So I'll just show you. This is the team. So we have 2 directors, the owners of the school. They are husband and wife, and they're in school most days, not every day, but most days. John and Margaret, they're wonderful. I'm the principal. Mark is the vice principal, academic director. You saw a photo of Pete. And then we have people, Kate is the registrar, so she does all the bookings with Anne-Sophie normally.
Yes.
And Lauren organizes all the accommodation. So all the requests for families and preferences be sent to Lauren. And then obviously we have other staff and teachers as well.
That's great. Thank you so much, Andrew. I think you really covered and give everyone a great idea of what to expect about ELC Bristol. Any of you, if you want any question to address to Andrew, please feel free. It's the right time to do so. Daniel, Fabien, Cassandre et Monsieur Carrière, n'hésitez pas. Don't hesitate to ask any question you may have.
Thank you, Andrew, for this presentation. It was very clear. Just for the accommodation, we have to choose. Is that yeah? Okay, cool, perfect.
You can decide to be. Tu peux décider de choisir la famille d'accueil ou alors d'être dans l'une de leurs résidences. ou si toi-même, tu veux trouver un logement par toi-même, tu peux aussi. Voilà, il y a pas de contrainte en soi, mais bien sûr que tu as le choix entre tous les logements proposés. Oui, tout à fait.
C'est super.
Voilà.
Can also change accommodation. So for example, Johan, who is here now from StudiesUP, he started in a homestay family because he wanted to have interaction with native speakers. But then when he was feeling more confident and more secure, and he made friends, he wanted to live in the residence to have more of a social life, to be more independent. So you can change. If it doesn't suit you, you come and talk to Lauren, and Lauren will organize, maybe you change to a different family or you change to a residence. We're very flexible.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. And for the price, I'm sorry I had to talk about that, but yeah, what's the difference between maybe a family or residence?
Okay, so if you go on our homepage,
yeah,
and then if you see these buttons, these will all help you. If you go to dates and fees, you can see that the prices of accommodation are here.
Okay.
So the homestay, if you're 18 plus, the homestay is £180 per week. The student houses are a bit more, 185, because obviously we have to pay for the residence managers living with you, and you have more independence. People are using showers more, cooking more. So, in terms of value for money, probably, if I'm being objective, the homestay is probably better value for money. But the student houses and flats mean you're independent, you're living with other students, you can eat dinner when you want, what time you want. And
also, it depends. Because it's true, when you say homestay half board, you have to understand, Fabien, that include your breakfast and dinners. Is that right, Andrew?
That's right. That's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the other ones, the student house, you need to buy your grocery, your food, and to cook. So it's extra money. You don't have any food supplied. It's only the student house. It's self-catering. Yeah.
That's right. Some students live in our self-catering because they're nervous about British food. I don't understand why. I mean, I know that English food is famous in France, so I wish. And also in the summer, we have a big residence as well. So we rent part of the university residence again, but this is really if you want total freedom and you'll be living with hundreds of students and university students there as well. So we have two options. We have an 18 plus residence, but we also have a young adult residence where they're actually protected, where we have on-site wardens living with them to take care of them. And we provide food, but they're living in a residence, not with a family. But the two most of our students prefer homestay family, and then when they feel like they want a bit more independence, they move to student houses and flats and the residence generally. We can organize the airport transfers, but I'm sure Anne-Sophie will tell you more about that. Obviously, there are flight restrictions at the moment. It's a bit complicated at the moment to arrive, but these things are getting easier.
Yes, and like we mentioned, there is an airport pickup that is possible. Otherwise, if you come during the day, it's as easier and cheaper to catch a bus as well. So there are two options really. Yeah. It all depends.
I'm just gonna click on a few different pages. Many of these photos, so I took this photo myself. So these are all nice. Real photos in Bristol, just to give you a feeling. These are all genuine photos taken by me and the team, just to give you a feeling for the school. These are actually our students. We went to the beach for the day. Just gives you a flavour of in the class. You can rent bicycles in Bristol. So many of our students do it, especially if they live independently, but also in the families. They rent bicycles and then they cycle around the city at the weekend. It's quite a nice thing to do as well.
It would be, yeah. And there are direct flights from Paris to Bristol, just for your information as well. So
there are. I'm not sure what the situation is at the moment, but
yeah. But as you know, if it is, and you will inform us anyway, how you guys going, and then I can inform everyone about the possibilities for the coming months. Yes.
Yeah. This photo, now we were doing a boat trip in the sunshine. These guys were trying to look really cool on the boat.
With their sunnies.
Yeah. So it just gives you a feeling, I think.
That's great. Yeah, that's very good. Fabien, Daniel, est-ce que vous avez d'autres questions? Je pense que Andrew a bien couvert, mais allez-y, hein, au contraire, si vous avez des questions, c'est le moment.
Moi, c'est bon, merci beaucoup, Andrew, c'est très clair, très clair.
Moi aussi, c'était très clair, merci. Et ça donne envie.
C'est clair.
It's look amazing, Bristol.
Well, Cassandre is happy of a choice, so that's good.
Yeah.
Cassandre, we just have to wait for the borders now, and we're all set for you.
Yeah. And I look forward to meeting you, Cassandra. I meet all of the students on the first day, so you'll see me as soon as you arrive, and I'll look after you. I'll make sure you're happy and making good progress.
Okay. I know you will be in good hands, Cassandre, because Andrew is always looking after our students, so which is good.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody, for attending. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank
you so much.
Thank you, Anne-Sophie, for organising this. Thank you.
No worries. I think I hope that helped everyone to give a better idea of what the options are to go and learn English in the UK. You know, hopefully this summer and coming months. And thank you so much. If everyone's got any further questions afterwards, please feel free to get in touch with me. And thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you for joining.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day, everyone.
Bye-bye. Have a nice day.
Have a nice day. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Do you want to talk some more, Anne-Sophie, after?
Hang on, I'm just try to change the animator thing. Let me check. Why can't I access? For some reason. I think it's blocked, and I can't change you.
Okay.
Well, I think it was all perfect. Thank you so much.
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. Thank you for organising it. And
no problem.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Keep in touch.
Will do. Take care.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
See you. Bye.
Bye.